Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and today we're going to be going over lesson number 5, which is page 8. I have found an omission. I forgot to add a sentence about doing a rosette chain along the turquoise ocean bottom. I have amended the instructions again. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, click on that bell for email notifications, and leave me comments. I love hearing from you. So let's get back to our needle roll and keep going. We're on page 8, so I'm reading my directions. I've threaded up a number 1 Milner's needle with my number 5 EZM 20, and I'm going to stitch 8 wrap bullion knots around the outer edge of the turquoise null, so along here. I don't want them to scallop, I want them to lie flat. Let's see if that works. I did a Bullion video that I added the cast on Bullion and did them both in one video, and I'll put the link on the upper right hand corner. That's the link that's in the instruction booklet. All right, so I'm trying to gauge like how long this is, and it's about like that. The Bullion's worked like a back stitch with wraps. That's how I think of it. So just like a back stitch, I go back and then I go forward and then I come back. Okay, so there's that. Now it says sea coral using Aurora's flame, 24 needle, double feather and feather stitch for the sea coral to the left of the starfish. Okay, this is my Aurora's flame. The way I thread a ribbon is silk ribbon as I put it through the eye of my chenille, and then I just take a couple of running stitches down the center of the ribbon. I pull the thread through the eye and I take that tip and pull it down, and there I have my threaded ribbon, and I just do a quilter's knot on the other end. Okay, so I'm starting my feather stitch. I'm going to put that video up on the upper right corner as well. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to go over here. Go over here. I'm going to go over here. And then I'm going to do a double feather, and I'll put that video up in the upper right hand corner. For my double feather, I think of 5 lines, vertical lines, and I start at the top. And so I go to my first line, I go into my third line, I come up on the second line, and now I'm going to go across on that same line. I'm going to take my stitch here. So this is the second. This is the fourth line. I'm coming up on the third. If it helps to draw chalk lines, do that. Now I'm on my third. I'm going to go to the fourth and go to the fifth, and I'm going to come up on the fourth with my needle. Now I'm going to go back. In the other direction. I go across, and I'm going to come back across. I'm making these pretty small. You can keep going in one direction and then come over, it doesn't have to be this number. It could be more, it could be less. And now I'm going to go back across. And I'm going to do one more right there. And that'll be the last of my coral stock for this one. And then I'm going to come back up and I'll do another one over here. So if I want to just do a couple, I can do that. I can change it, do two one way, one the other way, whatever I feel like. I'll do one more up here. Just want to be aware of my edge. I don't want to put a lot of ribbon right where my edge is. I'm not going to go farther than that. Here. There. There's my coral. I like that it went from this kind of magenta to the red to the orange. I think that's cool. And I like that the orange isn't right next to my orange starfish. So it worked out nicely. Okay. According to my directions, it says to use the Aurora Fiji Falls, which is this, and an 18 chenille, which is this. With the Aurora, I find it's easier to do my threading this way rather than actually trying to thread it singly, because there's several strands in here. One of them's metallic and one's fuzzy. So I've just found that works better and saves me frustration. Okay, so I'm going to randomly go in here and just do a bunch of seed stitches and little cross stitches and French knots. I'll do a little French knot here. I think I'll make a French knot here. Do a colonial knot too. Doesn't matter. I'll do another little knot here. And I'm just going to keep doing this. Okay, so there's my little seed and French knot. I put in some colonial knots, not that you can really tell, and I didn't do any cross stitches. I just didn't feel like it. All right, so I've amended the instructions on page 8. After using the Aurora thread, Fiji Falls, and doing the null, the cross and seed and French knots, then using that same thread, I'm going to go ahead and do my rosette chain along this whole ocean floor. So I'm going to do that now. I've done things a little out of order. I am sorry for those of you who have downloaded and printed this. It's unfortunate that I didn't catch this. It seems like no matter how many times you proofread something, there are mistakes or things that get omitted. Or anyway, I've amended and I've put the hyperlink for the rosette chain as well. So that should all be good to go. I'm threading up my Fiji Falls Aurora thread and my 18 chenille. I'm hoping people who have purchased this pattern are going to be looking at the YouTube videos, but they may not. For the rosette chain, you come up, you put your needle to the right of the emerging thread. You're going to do a figure 8. Wrap your counterclockwise, wrap your thread around the needle, pull up. Now you're going to take the back of your needle and you're just going to push it through that leg. And that is your first little rosette. Now I'm going to come up just next to it. I'm going to keep these really small, by the way. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wrap my thread around the needle counterclockwise, pull it through, and I'm going to go under that thread with my needle, come up, go to the next one, wrap it around counterclockwise, go under my thread there, come up for my next little rosette, pulling that under the needle, counterclockwise, pulling up. I'm just going to do this the whole way along this little edge. And it kind of gives its own little wavy look to it. And I'm going to end it. I'm just going to end it right here under this starfish leg. I'm going to come out over here and just continue. Okay, so there's my rosette chain. I find it's helpful to find center by using Sue Spargo's Spoke Easy. It doesn't matter which number of spokes. You just want to find center by lining your legs up to this outer part of the circle. And then you're just going to put a dot right there. And that's it. There's your center. Or close enough. Okay, I'm going to do my first fly. It's okay if I come out a little farther than the leg is. Do you see how I'm coming out just a little bit farther? That's okay. And now I'm going to go straight down into the middle of his leg. And I'm going to come out on the side here and here. And I'm going to come back into center. And do you see how my center, I kind of anchored it in not center? Well, I'm going to tweak it now by going center. And you'll never notice. And now I'm going to go center again. And I'm going to come back out to the side. I use my little trusty needle nose pliers. Some people really love using those little plastic things. That works too. And there's that. And then I come out into the valley here. And this valley is a little off, so I'm just going to tweak it. And I'm going to go into this valley, back into center. And now I'm going to go into close to that center spot, and I'm going to come back up for my next leg. I'm going to repeat this 6 times for each leg. So we've done our little null here. We've got our feather, single feather, well, not single, feather stitch and double feather, seed stitch, French and colonial knots. I added colonial, you don't have to, you can't even tell the difference. And then the closed feather stitch. Next, we go to the sea urchins, but that's for next time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this process. It didn't really unfold because it had already unfolded. I was just reading the directions. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, click on that bell for email notifications, leave me comments in the comment section. I love hearing from you, and check out the description section where I leave links for everything that I use in this video. Until next time, here's to stitching our needle roll together.